Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. Research that compares findings across many studies is known as A. Quasi-experiment, B. Survey method, C. Meta-analysis, D. Comparative research. The answer is C. Meta-analysis. Meta-analysis is a statistical method that is used to combine the results of multiple studies. By combining these results, a researcher is able to obtain a larger sample size and draw more reliable conclusions about the topic that they are studying. What is the fourth level of multicultural awareness continuum? The fourth level of awareness is individual differences. The counselor must not overgeneralize any culture. Overgeneralization will lead to misconceptions founded on observations of only a few members of a culture. As to avoid these misconceptions, we must treat the client first and foremost as an individual person with their own set of unique needs, and then as a member of their specific culture to better understand that this individual has a function both as a member of their own culture and society at large. A good example of this would be befriending a Hispanic individual, learning about them and their daily lives, and then going to go visit a Hispanic country with the only understanding of Hispanic culture is the individual you befriended. You would have to be aware of individual differences between what you know and the Hispanic country, because overgeneralization of an individual will lead to misconceptions when observing the Hispanic culture as a whole. That would be an example. Couples should engage in narrative therapy through which exercise? A. Each individual writes their narrative and a counselor guides them through rewriting in a positive light. B. Each individual reads a different book on their problem and summarizes it to the other. C. The couple writes their story together to work on understanding each other's perspective. D. Each individual narrates their childhood to allow the other to understand their core beliefs. The answer is A. Each individual writes their narrative and a counselor guides them through rewriting in a positive light. This will help couples engage in narrative therapy and work through any struggles or issues that they are experiencing together as a whole, and being able to see each other's perspective and work on rewriting their narrative in a positive light. Which of the following are measures of central tendency? A. Standard error of measurement and standard deviation. B. Medium and mode. C. Range and variance. D. Statin and percentile. The answer is B. Median and mode are the measures of central tendency. To my knowledge, there are 3 measures of central tendency, which is mean, median, and mode, but this question only provides 2 of them, which is median and mode, and the measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data and identifies the central position within that set of data. You are counseling a client who exhibits self-harm behavior. Which of the following approaches is most effective for addressing this issue? A. Advise the client to simply stop the behavior and focus on positive activities. B. Use a harm reduction approach to gradually decrease the behavior while exploring underlying issues. C. Immediately refer the client to a psychiatric hospital for intensive treatment. D. Focus exclusively on family therapy interventions. The answer is B. Use a self-harm reduction approach to gradually decrease the behavior while exploring underlying issues is the most effective way to address this self-harm behavior. The ways you can do this is using a rubber band and snapping it against the wrist. Another way could be using a pencil and tapping on the hand or thigh, so on and so forth. Those can help gradually decrease the self-harm behaviors. That is all 5 questions. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.